Yo, what is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well today on this Saturday, August 2nd. We are back with another stream here. Just double checking the sound here real quick. Yo, what is going on? Sounds like we're good. Sounds like we are all right. Let's nudge it down just a smidge more as far as music's concerned, and we will continue to hope. Quick. Yo, what is going on? Sounds like we're good. Sounds like all right. I think we're good. But as I always say, hope you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well on this brand new day. Hope you all have a very safe and humbling weekend. Oh, we got some more updates for today so far, because we have a few early games happening within the course of the next couple of hours. So I looked at some stuff before the stream. So hopefully we can find something. I did find a couple of players. I'm going to be looking to do another. I'm going to be looking to do another 4-leg 2 total base pick here. I have a couple of batters already that I'm heavily leaning towards. Definitely, as I always say, definitely go follow me over on Twitter or X. I'll continue to call it Twitter at Vortex46 for most of my picks, or some of my picks that I may post here. As I posted this specific ticket that I put together on the stream, posted here on Twitter from yesterday. This was the original ticket. Joey, Yanner, Stanton, and Luis to get 2 total bases. It fell short by 1. Why? Because Robert, I looked at his stuff. He looked good, not like great, but I still put him on the ticket as far as his stuff, and he finished with getting just 1 total base last night. So this one did not cash. What can you do? You know, you just, like I said, you hope for the best, and yeah, could have walked away with 18 bucks and some change extra in my pocket had he had gotten that extra total base. Benintini did look better, if I remember correctly. So there's that. I don't think the White Sox. Yeah, they do play tonight. Let me just glance at them real quickly. I didn't get a chance to really glance at them yet, but let me see. So Benintini's looking okay. Is Robert? He is batting. So they're facing off against Kyle. Kyle allows mostly hits for sure. Doesn't get a lot of strikeouts. I think he pitched. Didn't he just pitch like a day or 2 ago? No, that's the thing. He hasn't been allowing a lot of hits though, as you see here per the batters. At least from the 27th, when he last pitched. 22nd, he was. Some batters were getting under his pitches. But again, he wasn't allowing some hits. So he's facing off against the White Sox team that can hit. But the key question is, will they be able to get any runs on him? We'll see what happens. My 1 ticket did not cash. It was I think it was the bigger bet. Here goes my ticket that I did put on. It was WNBA that I did put together yesterday's stream for the WNBA. Oh, wait. Sorry. You know what? I did. The ticket did cash because I'm looking at the under. And I was thinking it was a WNBA ticket, but I did put together a WNBA ticket for the Liberty to go under their team total points. That cashed. I think they finished with 30-something points. It was 47.5, and it just felt right. Put a quick 5 and some change. Got back 10 and some change, so we'll do with that. And this one did cash, but this was from the day before. So, yeah. Let's see. Real quick, I just want to look at, because batters don't do one thing, then they do another. They do exactly what you need the next day. So Roberts versus Kyle actually bats well against him. So I kind of feel like Roberts might Robert might get 2 total bases tonight. Kind of feel like he will. Let me see. That's just what I'm kind of feeling. So, and then Benintini, like I said, he did go yesterday for a home run, 6 total bases, 4 HRRs, but he's 1-8 against Kyle. But he more recently was getting under the ball. He had 2 home runs, pretty much on the 27th. Let's see. He's 2-5 for August, which is great. I mean, excuse me, 2 hits out of 5 at bats. Struggling on Saturdays though. He's 50-50 versus righties. Like I said, I'm just giving a quick glance just to kind of see if I want to do anything. Now, Aaron is pitching. He had 3 straight games where he didn't allow four hits or more. He went under the mark, technically under the 5, really. He was getting strikeouts like a mug over the last couple of starts. Let me see. Now, the last game when the Angels were playing, I glanced at Nolan, but I don't think I looked at his stuff. And he actually went out there. This was on the 30th. He hit a home run that day. I remember. I was looking at it. I looked at Ward, Adele, Neto. I glanced at Nolan. Had I put Nolan, even though the ticket that I was placing still didn't cash, he would have been one of the batters that would have handled business if I would have put him down. I think it was for total bases, if I remember correctly. So there's that. Let's see. So I just kind of think maybe Nolan still does something tonight. Maybe. We'll see. I just wanted to glance real quickly at that. But let's look at the first game. Is this the first game? 110? Yeah, it is. This is the first game, and then okay, everything else happens at 4 o'clock and above, or moving forward. So we have more 4 p.m. games. Yeah, everything really is happening at the 4 o'clock games. So you may want to just, you may want to kind of spread your you may want to do like single bets, or do like how I did yesterday for the first 2 games. If I can get there, if my laptop will allow me, because none of these tickets hit. But, I still attempted. I'm going to do another one of these for sure, and it probably will be around the 4 o'clock. But what I might do is I might end up running back the Colorado one. I might. But then again, I don't know. I might actually do the Pirates, because the Pirates are actually facing off against a pitcher that actually allows a lot of hits. But I may end up running back, say, Pirates, Brewers, and it was another team. Let me go on Outlier. Just for those 7 runs, just do a 3-leg again. That might be like my base type of a pick. See, look, because my hometown team Pirates were favored against the Rockies. Wild game between the Pirates and the Rockies and Yankees and Marlins. Both those games went well above the over. Look at that. They got us sitting at 10.5. Let me look at the Yankees Marlins. They got them sitting at 7.5. So they're kind of thinking that it may do something. So we'll see. Yo, fam, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. I definitely have to put parlay too. Yeah. So I may run probably like Pirates for seven runs, Milwaukee for 7, because they're actually facing off against a pitcher that, if I remember correctly, allows a lot of runs too. Let me just because I knew what I knew for sure because my ticket had Colorado on there. You see the value was plus 172 was the lowest, right? So I knew that I should have went and just taken five or whatever, $10 and put it down for them on a single bet to get 7 runs. It was like an automatic spot for me that I felt really great about, that I felt like the Rockies were going to do. And that's exactly what they did. They did score the 7 runs, and they went out there, of course, and they won the game. What a wild ending, right? But the Pirates, nobody expected. I didn't expect us to score so many runs though. So that's the only other thing. But the other two were still long shots. But here's the thing. What I should have done was I should have redid this ticket here and put Padres and Mariners down for 4 runs. Had I did that and just say sprinkled maybe $10 down on that, I'm guessing that the value, instead of it being 46.87, it would have probably been like maybe 1,400, maybe close to 2,000 of a value, maybe. That would have cashed. Why? Because both the Padres and the Mariners scored 4 runs or more last night. So this ticket was in the right spot. Like I had my heart was in the right spot. It's just that, I should have, really stuck with this one, took a single, and then did the redid the ticket and put these two down for 4, and that would have still cashed me something. So, but I'm gonna look to do probably 1 or 2 of those tickets today. Let me look at, okay, Casey just updated here. Let me look at this real quick for the weak spot. Where's Kansas City? Oh, there. Because they also did give us weak. Look at the weak spot for the Blue Jays. Look at this. Now that's the thing. They're facing off against Max, who, yes, he allows hits, but he's still, every other game, if this is a trend, every other game he's getting strikeouts. So I'm kind of curious. This could either set you up or to succeed or fail. Now, as I continue to say here on the channel and continue to talk to family and friends who bet, like, yo, you would want to just say screw it and put maybe like a 4-leg, put all these batters down to say get a hit or 2 total base or 1 to 2 HRRs, because they may actually go out there and get just those on a parlay, and that could hit for you. Because I've seen this happen all the time, like where a lot of the batters are in green and they go out there and do exactly what I thought they were going to do, and maybe even do like what the Tigers did 3 days ago, I think it was. 3 of the batters were in the weak spot and all 3 of them hit a home run. Like it's very rare that happens in that way, but it happens. So let me see. Let me look at this. So lefty. There's one lefty, and it's Vinny. It's the homie, right? Even though he don't know me, and I'm rhyming accidentally. See, he bats well against righties. Now the pitch mix, though, he's 50-50 against the 4-seam, and he's sort of kind of basically struggling against the changeup. But he does hit the slider and the curveball, though, which Max still throws. He's sort of kind of, basically he throws it as much as he does the changeup. But of course, he throws the fastball the most. So when I'm looking at Vinny's last, 3 games alone, he was hitting the ball. Look at his EV. Look at his angles. Look at his distance. He's getting under those pitches. For a lot of 4-seams, a little bit some change-ups. So I figure maybe Vinny, put him on a parlay for two HRRs. That's the safe pick. He's a plus 105 on BetMGM. That you could probably even take that for a straight up bet for maybe $5. Let me look at Salvador. He had 4 total bases last night. Why? Because he went yard. He has a positive against Max. He has 2 home runs. Two baggers. He struck out 3 times, all within 103. So 104 pitches thrown to him. So this is actually good. And then he bats well against righties. He actually bats well against the pitch mix. He's just 50-50 against the fastball. But he mostly hits the slider, mostly hits the sinker, definitely hits the cutter. So this may be a spot to maybe even put, say, Vinny and Salvador down for 2 total bases on a parlay, a little two-leg parlay maybe. Now he only has 1 hit in August so far. Again, this was just from yesterday, and that 1 hit was a home run. But that slug is 800. He's struggling on Saturdays though, but against righties he bats well with a 808 OPS. So I would probably still consider taking him for 2 total bases today. Let me look at Garcia here. He's mostly getting total bases. Bats well against righties. He hits the sinker, but he doesn't throw the sinker that much. Struggling against fastball and the slider though. But he's green away, green during the day, green in August with 2 hits out of 5 at bats. 50-50 on Saturdays, and he bats well, decent enough against righties with an 803 OPS. I may possibly consider maybe putting Garcia for 2. Let's look at Bobby, because Bobby went. He was in a weak spot yesterday, and I didn't even take him. He went yard. He hit a home run. He had 5 HRRs, 2 missed opportunity. He hits the fastball, but he struggles against the slider and the cutter. Well, he hits the sink. No. So he struggles against the slider. He hits the changeup, but he hasn't seen the changeup that much. Or no, he has. Well, he has. It's 80, but he's still hitting it though. But he only has 1 home run off of the changeup. He mostly hits home runs off of the 4-seam. Last few at bats, he's seen the 4-seam the most, and he's pretty much been hitting. Let me see. He's 2 positive away during the day. He's still positive on August with 1 hit out of 3 at bats. The 1 hit was a home run. He struggles on Saturdays. Bats well, and he actually bats well batting second. So. Okay, that's that. Let's look at Bo. So they're taking on Noah. Noah struggles, and I think he struggles more against righties. Okay. So he hasn't allowed any home runs over the last couple of weeks. Or is that just in maybe the whole month of? Okay, 1. So he only allowed 1 home run in July, and that was against Tommy Pham. Look at that, against the Pirate too. He threw a cutter his way. So he's not allowing too many hits though. That's the only thing. Like his earned runs are just down. Like, look at that. Let me see what his outs look like. Yeah, he was beasting in July as far as outs. No, it was that dude. He's a lefty. Let me look at Bo. Okay. So Bo hits the fastball, which he throws 24% of the time. He throws the changeup almost 25%. It's just 24. It's just 1 point shy, but it's 24.4. and he throws the cutter. Pretty much all of those pitches Bo hits. His EV was higher, better, basically mid, even prior to basically the beginning of July, mid-July. Then he kind of fell off, but he was still getting some TBs the last week of July. Look at his splits here. He's green at home, green during the day. 2 hits out of 4 at bats in this month so far. Green, basically super green on Saturdays. 988 OPS, and he does bat well against lefties. 768 OPS, good. 444 to goes that number. I see it all the time. So I might still consider taking Bo too. So what I might do for just this specific game is probably take Bo, Bobby, Vinny, and just kind of like take a chance maybe. Let me look at Ernie real quick. Ernie bats well against lefties. Oh man, look at that pitch mix, son. He's hitting. Nice. That's what you love to see. Look at his EV. It's still kind of down more recently, but it was up just before the last week of July, and technically even more. I guess more recently he was struggling, but he was still pushing the distance above 200 though. That's good. And then he had 300s. He was getting the angles and stuff. So I would probably still consider Ernie anyway for 2 TBs. He's 0-3 as of yesterday, but he bats well on Saturdays. 846 OPS, and against lefties he bats really well. So if anything, just for this game alone, that's right. Vlad went yard yesterday too. Sort of kind of struggling against the pitch mix though. So I would probably more than likely, what I'm probably going to do right now is, because again, this is the very first game, do a 4-leg parlay for 2 TBs. And he bats well on Saturdays. Oh, that's right. It's Ty. No. He made his debut yesterday. I think he went 0. No. I'm just reading it wrong because he just got traded to them. Let's see. Couldn't do anything yesterday. But again, he's facing off against a lefty now. More recently, he was getting under the ball against lefties at the end of the month, last month. Yo, what it do? What's good, Jermaine? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, yeah, so Ty. So this is what I'm going to do just for the first game. I'm going to do a 4-leg parlay. Definitely Bobby. You got McCutchen getting 3? Okay. So I'm going to do Bobby, Vinny, Bo, and let's see. Okay, Bobby, Vinny. Hold on. They didn't hold on. Or maybe it did. I just lost it. Oh shoot. Sorry, I had to do something. Oh, this isn't the first game. What am I saying? This is the third game. But still, I'm liking what I was seeing from the weak spot and all of that. So let me just go to the home run joint real quick. Let me just relook at that real quick. I don't know why I just did. Well, never mind. I don't know why. All right. So for sure. Now Salvador looks good for, say. Let me look at him again. He did go yard last night. He looks good as far as the matchup because he bats well against Max, right? So if you want to consider taking Bobby for a home run, you can. His best spot is BetMGM. Looks like +4. No. FanDuel +420. I personally would consider him for 2 HRRs. Just for my own pick. But as far as my 4-leg total base for this specific game, I'm gonna go Bo and Vlad, Bobby and Vinny. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna put that on FanDuel. And this time I'm gonna make sure that I share the pick because a couple of days ago I forgot to share all my picks and I pretty much cashed. Let me log back in the ScamDuel. My fault, FanDuel. And put this in real quick. Just for this game. Because it actually is better to like I was talking about in the beginning of yesterday's stream. Like, yo, it is better that you do single bets. It is just better that you do. Trust your instincts. Trust your gut. Practice betting. Bet low. Put some regular 3-leg, 4-leg tickets in. Put some single bets in. Practice. Just practice. And learn your niche. Learn what works best for you. Because everybody's following everybody, right? But you're your own individual person. Your own individual bettor. Figure out your own way on how you want to put together wins for you. Because like I said yesterday, I put crazy bets in off to the side that I'm just like, because I'm practicing some stuff so that I can be like, okay, this is working, this isn't. All right, cool bet. You know what I mean? Like, try your best not to be an emotional bettor. Don't try to be up here like, oh, like they should be doing this, they should be doing. The human side of outside of the data can mess you up in a big way. Can get on your nerves, yes. But we're all humans. We all go out here and do a job and we mess up sometimes, or we, make a decision that we normally wouldn't. And you know what I mean? Yes, it's our job to try our best to not mess up, but we're still going to mess up. And the players are not exempt. The players will mess up. We see it all the time with the umpires. The umpires mess up. It's like they're supposed to mess up because they're human. It sucks. And FanDuel's not working right now. So I'm going to go on ahead and switch to another. Some reason FanDuel is not, doesn't want to work. I was just on that thing like an hour ago. So I'm going to go, I'll just go over here on DraftKings. All right. So I know I'm not going with the very first game. I'll go back to the very first game, see if I can see anything. Because I wanted to plan to do like a 10-leg thing. Because again, I don't really do that many big tickets. I usually do like 2 to 4 legs. Those are like my max. But yesterday I was like, well, I want to be aggressive on the day that I suck at betting. I have a very, very bad record on Fridays. Very, very bad. Let me see. So I said Bobby. Okay, and this is gonna be even more beneficial. Why? Because a lot of these batters are plus value picks. Like pretty much all the batters I'm gonna put down are plus value picks. So Bobby is a plus 110. This is on DraftKings. Vinny is a plus 110. Bo is a plus 110, And Vlad is a plus 120. So that's plus 1,400 for all of these batters to get me 2 total base. That's all I need. I'm trying to turn $1 into 15 bucks. So hopefully that cashes. And like I said, I'm gonna. And fam, if you're still here in the on the stream, I'm gonna text you and the other fam in the group text in a second. But I'm gonna send this out as well to the betting groups that I'm in. If anybody wants to tell over there. Wait, is that? I do not know why. There are 2 group chats for our text group. I don't know why. It just continues to pop up. I don't get it. I keep deleting it too. It's just like, it just doesn't want. I don't want to block the chat. I mean, it's the text group if it's going to block the whole thing. It's like, doesn't make any sense. All right. So, like I said, any ticket that I do put in, I'm going to try to keep it down to roughly 4 to 5 for the stream. But any ticket that I do put in, I'm just going to try my best to remember to post it on Twitter. And then whatever else I put, that's just for me personally, which is probably only going to be maybe 1 or 2 other tickets. So that's that. So sorry for kind of slowing the stream down. It's just a lot of times once I'm done streaming, I just kind of just like go and do some whatever else I want to do or need to do or have to do or whatever, and I'll forget. Let's call it pick number 1 because I'm probably going to see another 4-leg ticket that I'm probably going to put in. And I might do like I said, I was going to do it yesterday and I forgot. But I'm probably going to push for a, like I said, probably like a 10-leg 2 total base, or maybe like a 10-leg 1 hit type of thing. Something real simple. See if we can cash on something real simple. Probably just throw like a $5 little thing on it. Let me see. All right, so Blake Snell's pitching. He's a lefty because I was looking at him before the stream. He struggles against lefties. He's a lefty himself, but he also struggles against righties too. It's just that the OBA is up. He struggles to throw his changeup and his slider, but then again, he doesn't really touch the slider that much. So he's like 50-50 when throwing the curveball. Let me look at see what he did over the course of the last. Oh, he threw a couple of errors here. But this was back. Okay, so this was back in what's that, April? So he hasn't pitched since. Sheesh. Okay. And then he only has everything else is from last season. I just noticed that. Didn't even notice that before when I was looking at before. So, because I was considering Brandon because he's just coming back. He bats well against righties, but he struggles against lefties. Like, that's the only other thing. Like, I don't know if he can. He might get a hit. He might get 2 total bases today, but I don't really know. Because some lefties you still want to consider, because some of them do bat well against lefties. They actually bat better than, the reverse side. I think, if I remember correctly, I think Junior's in the weak spot. Let me double check for this game. Yeah, Junior and Josh are in the weak spot. Let me look at Josh. He struggles against lefties. He bats better against righties. He actually hits the 4 seam, though. For the month of July, he had a single and a double. Let's really look at this. He did 3 straight games back to back. The last week of July, I've had 2 or more total bases. Technically 4 games for. Anytime he did get HRRs, like for the most part, he was getting 2. He hits the fastball. Okay, he bats well during the day. He's 0-4 in August so far, but he bats well on Saturdays. 921 OPS. But again, he like I say, he's struggling against lefties. Maybe I would probably maybe consider not putting Josh down on anything. Maybe bet on him tomorrow because he has a better slug versus righties. You know, let me look at Kim here. Because he hits. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong. I keep thinking sometimes that this batter is a righty. But he's struggling against lefties. Okay, not seeing anything. Because Tampa has been just struggling recently. If anything, if anything, you would probably look at Johnny. Maybe do maybe 1 or 2 of the righties. Definitely Junior because he's in a weak spot. Because he might be the only one that actually maybe possibly hits a home run today. Maybe gets a few total bases, HRRs type of thing. Now he's green though. Look at his splits. Look at that. That's actually beautiful. His only main split that's not in green is the day itself. He's 3-10 on Saturdays, but his OPS is still good. It's above 700. And he bats well against lefties. So Johnny may still be a look for, say, maybe 2 total bases today. Look at his 2. Okay, he's had 3 games. So total bases for sure probably would be a look for Johnny or HRRs. He hasn't had, let me see. Nope, he hasn't had 3 games straight of 2 or more HRRs over the last 20 games. So I would probably go with total bases, to be honest, even though he probably hasn't had 3. No, but he's had 2 at least. 1 time. You know, just kind of throwing it out there. Johnny might be a look for 2 TBs, but definitely Junior. Even in the midst of him like trying to find something, I kind of think that he may be able to hit Blake's pitches today. He might. For which I'm looking at the Tampa Bay players. Which player? Was it Johnny or is it Junior? Is it Caminero or is it DeLuca? Look at Taylor here. Now Taylor, look at this. He's getting TBs almost every game. And HRRs. Nice. Interesting. He has a better batting average against lefties. That's the only thing that's standing out. He's actually hitting the pitch mix. He's hitting the changeup, which is great. He just struggles against the fastball. He bats well during the day. He bats well on Saturdays. 752 OPS, which is good. Okay. So he really only bats 8th or 9th. He hits better at 9th. He has more RBIs batting 8th, though. Okay. Just wanted to look. He's been hitting, though. That's the thing. So I'm kind of curious if he's going to get 2 total bases tonight or today. Kind of curious about that one. As far as because Drew's pitching. He doesn't allow a lot of hits. He's averaging 4. Okay, more recently he was struggling to get outs though. He struggles against righties more than anything. Struggled to throw the ball. Maybe Mookie, maybe Hernandez. But he's down against Drew in general, even though he hits righties. His pitch mix, he's struggling against that. His line drive is great, technically. Well, good, at least 27%. He just hasn't really gotten under the ball. Yeah, I got you. Give me one moment. I just want to finish this up. Okay. All of his splits are mostly 50% except for batting fourth. He bats really well. That's where he bats the most. 765 OPS, which is good. All right. Andy, y'all check your thing in just a moment. I just want to look at the Dodgers real quick. I really don't trust Andy because he's been struggling. Again, it's a new month. Granted, it's a new month, but he kind of brought the end of the month into the new month. So that's that problem we have here. I still don't trust Andy. But again, Andy might go out here and hit a home run. Just kind of throwing it out there. Who knows? Or he might get some total bases, HRRs. So Tani went cold as far as home runs. He's basically 3-2 the last 5, with getting 2 total bases at least, and basically 2 or more HRs as well. The last 5. Line drive is good, 20%. He's mostly green against the pitch mix. Green away, green during the day. 2 hits in August so far. He bats really well on Saturdays, 892 OPS. Bats versus righties is great, 1.03 OPS, which is great too. Yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, he did. CJ showed up. He did. And I can't even remember if Wood did anything. Even though from what I saw, National scored 9 runs last night. Still the highest scoring game. And Freddie went last night. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, I missed out. I missed out on this +5 RBI. Total base last night. And he has 6 HRRs. His line drive is great. So he's hitting righties. So I may consider taking Freddie again today. He's batting really well, like all across the board per his main splits. Green all across the board. Away during the day. Month of August, 2 hits out of the 4 that he's pretty much had 2 home runs back to back. Saturdays, 515 slug, 880 OPS. And then versus righties, same thing, 515. 320 batting average, higher than the Saturdays, specifically with a 907 OPS. So Freddie is a look for maybe 3 or 4 HRRs today. 2 to 4 total bases. And he bats well against the fastball and the cutter and the sinker, which Drew throws the most out of all 3. So Freddie could be a look, maybe even. I'm just throwing it out there. He's not in the weak spot, right? But where he bats at third, his OPS is 942, which is great. Slug is great. The ISO is above 200, which is where you want it to be. And even per the spot for Drew specifically, when throwing against the third spot, is the best spot per the lineup, with the highest average OPS and ISO, even though it's under 200, and the OPS, the 844. The closest is 4th with 726. Which, again, Hernandez is spotted at. So I would say, just for the game itself, maybe what I'll probably do for this game in a moment, after Jermaine, after I look at your stuff, I'm probably going to just do Junior and Hernandez for, say, 3+ HRRs on a 2-man. That's what I'm probably going to do. So you said... Wait, was this the... Hold on, you said... Okay, hold on. Vaughn plays for Chicago, right? Am I right about that? I'm looking at that right. No. Wait. No, that's Vargas. I was thinking freaking Vargas, not Vargas. Hold on, son, because I done... Milwaukee, okay. Thanks. Okay. So he's facing off against Jake. Jake still allows hits. He is pitching well against both. He's like 50-50 per the pitch mix. Let me see. More singles, more than anything. Okay. So per the spot, 296 average, 571 slug, 275 ISO, 901 OPS, which is great. That's a great spot. Oh man, look at that. Boy, he's doing his thing. Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing his thing. 4 home runs the last 10. 4 games of, well, technically 5 games of 3 or more total bases. 5 games of 3 or more HRRs. His only best spots, or really for his only best spot that he hits the best is the slider. He's 50-50 against the fastball. Okay. But his line drive is good, 20%. His hard hit is 73%, nice. And he has been hitting righties more recently. Of course, last week of July, he was doing his thing. Okay, so he's struggling away and during the day. He bats better at home. He's 50-50 at night. 50-50 on Saturdays. Still, the OPS is good, above 700. Against the NL, he's actually batting really well. 50-50 versus righties. His OPS is down. We just don't know where he's batting at per the order. He mostly bats 5th and then 4th. But he bats the best at 5th. So if he's spotted on 5, if he bats 5th, I may consider taking him for TBs and HRs today. Let me see. While I'm here, let me look at Bryce because he's a lefty. He's struggling against Jake. Super red versus the pitch mix though. Okay. So he's just 50-50 pretty much in mostly all of his splits. Let me look at, where's Yelich, Christian. Now you're batting well against Jake. You just don't have any home runs. He has 2 baggers. He walked twice, 3 strikeouts, and 52 pitches thrown to him at 9 at bats. He bats well against righties. He's batting well against the pitch mix, really well technically, outside of a few spots there. Let's see. He hits the curveball, which he's thrown to. Fastball. 50-50 against the changeup, though. Let's see. Sort of kind of hitting the ball, sort of. Hitting righties, should I say. Okay. He's struggling on Saturdays, though. Again, we just don't know where he's sitting at. Okay. Cheerio, Jackson. What are you doing, sir? No info. He's only 6 against Jake. He does hit the slider, but he doesn't throw it that much. Struggling against the sinker and the fastball. He was sort of kind of hitting the last week of July as well. He's green during the day and away. He bats well on Saturdays. Look at the OPS 1.02. 50-50 on versus righties, but the OPS is still good, sitting at 717. So, okay. So CJ came through with total bases and HRRs. He didn't hit a home run, but he had at least the other stuff, which is. I was considering CJ, but I just didn't take him, and I should have. He should have been the 4th spot on my ticket, but I didn't put him down. So missed opportunity. Okay, so he's hitting righties, right? Like when you're really looking at the info, it's like, yo, he should have hit maybe 3 home runs or something like that. It's just the distance. He got the angles and everything, but it's just the distance. But his EV's still high. But that's over the course of the last few games. Basically few games. But he's batting really great in the beginning of the month so far. 5 at-bats, 3 hits. But he's struggling on Saturdays. But he bats well enough against righties with an 826 OPS. We just don't know where he's batting at. But I want to believe and say that he's batting first. That's where he normally bats at anyway. So he's had one spot the last 10 games where he went back to back with 2 total bases or more. Same thing with HRRs. Yep. Now he was getting more at the beginning of July. More so the middle of July for overall. Okay. And then of course James he just can't do anything. He had two HRRs last night. Okay, I'll give him that. Okay. All right. Who was the other cat that you said? You said Dorn. And then Gunner. Let's look at Gunner because he's right here. Okay, he's averaging two total bases. He's averaging 3 HRRs. He's 0-2 against Matt. So it's lefty versus lefty, and he doesn't bat well against lefties. Man, that's only the thing. In the month of July, he had a single, a double, a single, and a single. So all of his splits, it's just, what is it, away, the month, and versus lefty is the only thing that's not green. I don't know. Because we're facing off against the lefty at the beginning of this month, I kind of feel like and again, Matt, he doesn't allow a lot of hits that much, even though he's struggling against both batters and he gets some strikeouts. I just kind of personally believe that he, and that's the thing, as we're seeing, he hasn't allowed any home runs really in the month of July. I'm just looking here. He literally only allowed one home run in the month of July. Who was that against? That was Andrew Vaughn. Speaking of which, that was at the end of the month. So I kind of believe that the same thing's going to happen today that happened yesterday, that my O's are just not going to score that many runs, or we may just not score runs again. Chicago's taking on Sagano, who, again, he allows hits. He's still pitching well against both arms, and he gets strikeouts. So the sinker is the best pitch that he throws. Yeah, look at that. Like I said, he was allowing some hits. He allowed a couple home runs, but he was sort of kind of just like shutting some stuff down. So let me look at Mike. See, Mike, maybe if, because Sagano throws the splitter most of the time, and then he throws the four seam second most. So it's a twofold. Sagano might throw the splitter a lot against Mike, and then just randomly throw a fastball, and Mike may read that and maybe possibly get under that to be able to get some bases or HRRs or go out the park. So I'm kind of just like, I don't know if I even want to take Mike today. But he bats really well, and technically, looks like it's his best day is today. But again, he's facing off against a pitcher that could technically give him some trouble. And he's pretty much leading off. Let me look at his leadoff stats just in case. But when he's leading, that's the thing. He's batting first where he struggles, right? Somewhat. But when he's leading off, though, he's in the green. He bats really well. So that's what I'm saying. I really don't know what Mike's going to do. It's either he's going to do something today or he's not against Sagana. Let me see what tomorrow real quick, just to kind of get ahead, see if we have anything up. Nah, no pitching matchups for tomorrow have been set up yet. All right, Kyle. Now his line drive is super great, 40%. That's where you love it to be. He's been getting under the ball. But just a lot of field outs. A lot of fly balls, basically. Same thing with Mike. He bats really well on Saturdays. 1.00 OPS. Bats well against righties. And he bats well on batting second with an 8.54 OPS. Let me look at the actual spot. Okay, so Bush is in the better spot batting first. That's the thing with that. The OPS of 1.05. Tucker, it's like the 5th best spot as far as the lineup is concerned. But per where he's been batting, he has a great OPS, great slug. His ISO's just shy of 200. So I'm just not sure. Suzuki. 20% line drive. A lot of field outs. 50-50 away and at home. 50-50 on Saturdays. 50-50 versus righties. 50-50 batting third. So for him, I might not even put him down. So Nico came through for me on the 29th. I remember. Because I had a 3-leg. I think Kyle was on there. PCA was on the ticket and Horner. All of them to get. I think it was 2 HRRs. And Nico came through at the the back half of the 29th of that game. And he was able to get the two HRRs or whatever. The extra whatever that I needed in that game. So I was glad that I got that win. Because I was like, Dag, I was talking about Swanson during that stream. It was like 2-3 days ago. I was talking about Swanson during that stream. I was like, Swanson looks really good, but Horner looked better per that, and I was like, I'll take Horner. And Swanson got his 2 HRRs like super early in the game. I was like, Dag, like I should have just went with Swanson when I really was talking about him. What can you do? So he bats well, batting 7th. That's his best spot, actually. Okay. Oh, Swanson's not playing today. Matt, who came through with some total bases recently. So more so total bases than anything. Okay. He actually bats great on Saturdays. And he bats well batting 9th where he bats the most. Matt Shaw could still be a look for maybe 2 total bases for this game. And you know what? I didn't even look at PCA. As always. Green, right? He's been hitting righties. Green at home, green during the day, green in the month of August with 1 hit out of 3 at-bats. OPS is basically right where it's at, which is great. He's 50-50, but his batting average is down on Saturdays. Need to get those numbers up, sir, for this day. But he bats well versus righties, and he bats well batting 4th, where he bats the most. 932 OPS. So PCA might still, maybe possibly still could be a look. You know, I never really look at Ian. And anytime that I don't look at him, he's doing something. Okay, he hits the sinker, which he doesn't throw that much. He hits the cutter, which he throws a bit more. He bats well on Saturdays, 50-50 versus righties. His batting average is down, batting 5th though, so this isn't a good spot for him. So he might not do anything today. Oh yeah, Willie is, I think he's making his debut. Line drive is great, or good enough. So he bats well on Saturdays. He's struggling versus righties, but he bats well batting 6th. That's where he bats the most. 844 OPS. Great. He could still possibly go out there and get two TBs. My squad, I don't know. Honestly, guys, I really... Again, only reason why I'm saying all is because we did what we did. We lost some really good batters, for some pitching, which I understand. I get it. At the end of the day, the pitchers are basically like your quarterback. They're the one that leads a lot of the stuff in baseball when it's pertaining to the game. You need good to great pitching. You need it. But again, we lost 3 really good batters. Technically, almost like we lost technically a batter that should be, maybe he still will be in the Gold Glove conversation with Mullins. Maybe he will be when it's pertaining to him playing for the Mets. We'll see. But I'm just like, man, like, we're pretty much restarting all over. When I was sitting here just the other day, I was like, yeah, like, we suck, blah blah blah. It's just this season, blah blah blah. We suck, you know. We'll hopefully pick it back up, you know, come next year. And now we're back. We're really back to the point of we're just gonna just probably more than likely just suck a lot over the next few years. We'll see. Whoa. Okay. All right. So here's the thing, right? When you have specific batters that just like randomly get put on the squad to play, and this is probably going to be the only game that you see this batter play, I personally feel that there's a definite chance that this batter could go out here and hit a home run. Now, granted, Austin is pitching. Gomber is pitching, right? He pitches really well in general. He doesn't get that many strikeouts, though. But let's look at his outs. He's getting outs, roughly 14, basically 13.7. So he's getting 14 outs a game. That's his average. Pirates did what we did yesterday. There's still a chance that we could still maybe score 4 to maybe 6, maybe hitting 8 runs today. There's a chance that can still happen. Or we may not get any runs at all. Gomber might go out here and get, you know, what was it? He may go out here and strike out 7, 8 batters today. Or whatever, you know, 5 or 6 or whatever today, should I say. But again, he might just allow a whole bunch of hits. We don't know what's really going to happen. But again, this cat's being plopped into the game here. Granted, he played, right? But this is my first time seeing this dude. So I'm looking at it like this. Okay, he's hitting the fastball. He's hitting the changeup. Against lefties, he has 2 singles, but that was way back in May. Well, not way back, but a couple months back. Technically. So again, random batter for me that I'm just now finding out about. I just kind of think like your boy may possibly have a chance to hit a home run today because he's new. He's a new face for me. Let me see. Do they have any info on this kid? He's plus 425 over on DraftKings. Usually when a batter is a plus 400 or a little higher, a little lower, they usually, for the most part, hit home runs around this line. You see it all the time online. If you're really following especially on Twitter, when you're really following those pages that actually give out the actual info of what the distance, the angle, and the one specific Twitter page that gives out the actual value, which again currently is plus 425. It may go up, may go down if the batter does indeed hit a home run today. That's if he does. Look at this hard hit, 80%. He's actually hitting the highest over the last 15 games when it's pertaining to the hard hit, even though his barrel is down. So I'm just throwing it out there because, again, he's a new face for me. He's batting first. So he might get 4 HRRs today. He might get 5 total bases today. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. Oh, that's right. Kutch went yard yesterday. Missed the opportunity to get 5+ total bases last night. He has a home run off of Austin in 23 pitches. Nice. He bats well against lefties outside of the ISO being down. The only thing he's struggling against is the fastball outside of the slider, which is the ISO is down. His line drive is great. So he's hitting lefties. Batting really well on the month. He's struggling on Saturdays, though. Okay. He hasn't had back-to-back 2 total bases since the 19th and the 20th, which was a week ago. And that's the only time over the last 20 games that he's hit back-to-back days of 2 total bases or more. Still a consideration for him to get 2 total bases, just something that I'm throwing out there if you want to take that. I'm going to put that down. Okay, Nick hits well against lefties. He hits really well against lefties. Look at that slug. OPS is great. But he's struggling against the pitch mix. Oh, let me it's 12:30. Let me give me 1 second, because I'm gonna be eating on stream, because it's my lunchtime. I need to go get my lunch. I'll be right back in a second. One of the greatest gifts, snacks that you could ever grub on is crackers with some cream cheese. If you've never grubbed on some crackers with some cream cheese, I feel like you're missing out, son. It's one of the greatest snack combos ever. Just saying. It's good. Okay. Man, Brian. Kind of curious, but interesting enough, they have him at 2.5 HRRs. Oh, that's right. Jermaine, you were talking about I don't know if I can. See, Kutch hasn't had back-to-back. He could possibly do it, though. He possibly could get 3 HRRs today. So Neil went yard. Missed opportunity for 5 total bases. He struggles against lefties. Okay. All right. Let's look at because Paul is pitching. Now Paul, he's facing off against to me, a good enough batting order with the Rockies. Okay, he's actually okay. So Jordan is actually hitting the fastball and the sinker. Line drive is 27%. That's great. And he was hitting righties outside of the last couple of days. And he didn't do anything. Yes? No, he had 4 HRs yesterday. So I'm kind of feeling like I want to maybe put a test to Paul today. I'll make a Hunter real quick. Okay, Hunter went yard yesterday. Missed opportunity. Another one, 5 TBs, 6 HRRs. Man, I missed out. But again, everything happened late game though. That's the only thing. Because from what I heard, Pirates went off early. But that's the thing. It doesn't happen often. Granted, Pirates had what was it, like a 3-game series or something like that last month, where they scored like 5 runs or more, won the series, all like that, against one of the better teams, and then played against one of the worst teams and freaking got stomped. So it's just like we scored all those runs last night. That's why I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be a repeat today. That's just what I'm thinking. We kind of already looked at this one. I'm considering Yelich for sure. See, Brandon's pitching though. Still getting strikeouts, still getting outs. Oops. Okay. So it's basically the top pitcher versus Wheeler, who, dude, look at that. 30th and the 6th. Man, he was allowing a lot of outs. Well, not allowing, but again, a lot of outs. But he really averages, 18, 17, something like that. Oh, whoa. Hold on. They just updated Pirates. Let me see. Okay. I didn't even see Mickey. Hold on, son. Let me look at Mickey. He had 3 total bases, 4 HRRs. He hits righties. He hits the fastball. He hits the splitter, actually. He just struggles against the changeup. He had a double last night. Yeah, I'm thinking about going with Mickey. Like I said, if I really want to do like a parlay for this game specifically, probably do Mickey. So let's see. Let's really look at this. Mickey. You know, I didn't even look at Doyle. He went yard last night. 8 total bases, 9 HRRs. He just struggles against righties. Okay. Now, he's been hitting righties, though. He's been getting some singles. He was a singles machine for look at this. Yeah, look at that. In the midst of him struggling against righties, he was hitting some righties in July. So, they're not even. Oh yeah, yo, Warmer, you were 3 of them things. Look at the line drive. Sheesh. Should I take the young man to get a couple total bases against the legend himself, Paul? Maybe do Mickey and Warming. And oh shoot, I didn't even see that. Well, they're kind of struggling at the bottom of the order, though. Let me retry. Sorry, I'm responding to a text message here. But I need to look. I need to check FanDuel. I need to see. I need to see if it's working now. Yeah, it's like it's like sitting in the limbo of trying to load up. Okay, so since FanDuel is just not working right now, that's literally where most of my funds are because of some of the wins that I got more recently. I'm gonna go right back over to DraftKings, and I'm gonna put this ticket in for this Colorado Pirate game. I'm gonna do another 2 total base. Actually, no. You know what? No. I'm going to do HRR. That's what I'm going to do. So, Mickey Moniak, 2 HRRs is a -120. This is going to be a 4-leg again. And I'm going to test this young man warming out his bat. -145 for 2 HRRs. And then for the Pirates, I'm going to take the veteran, Andrew McCutchen, -245 for 2 HRRs. And Nick Gonzalez -232 HRRs. This is a +390. And I'm going to put $1 and some change. Push it to the 5. Boom. There we go. Let's see if we can get this. See if this ticket will hit. Like I said, I'm post this in the betting groups. Whoops, don't want to do that. See if we can come up on something. Because like I said, with the way that the game went yesterday, or last night, there still is a chance that that won't happen today, and it's a very low scoring game. But I'll at least do my normal with that one and call it. All right. So this game, I kind of feel like is another low scoring game. So if anything, I would probably look at the first 5 under for this game. So let me see what that is. Okay. So the best value is 3, under 3. Second best is the 4, -160. Because plus they're pushing it for 4 at the +130. I haven't bet on Bet365 in a long time. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Because again, that's the best value is that minus 110. And then I will oh shoot. Never mind. I won't do Bet 365. Let me see. Do another one. Guess I'll just do Caesars then. Well then again, hold on. Let me look. Let me see. Hold on. I may not be able to do it. May not be able to do this pick at all. Because I don't wanna pull no, I don't wanna do that. So then never mind. I thought Bet 365 you could just do $5 instead of the 10, but never mind. I won't even do that. Okay. All right. But again, like I said, to reiterate, and that's the thing. Let's look at the actual. Where are we? Where are you? The under is 7. Could possibly do this one. This is over on FanDuel, but again, FanDuel is not working. Yeah, FanDuel just keeps like doing whatever it's doing. Let me see if there's maybe DraftKings. Oh, if I had Fliff, I would do Fliff. Okay. Well, I guess I can do DraftKings. It's just that the what you call it? So they're saying minus 118. I'll take the under on DraftKings. The minus 118 is it's 6.5. We'll do it that way. We'll just do that. And again, hope for the best. Okay, because I don't know. I could maybe see if Detroit can hit Zach. Yeah, granted, he's done this, but he might do this. I'm gonna miss if I'm struggling against lefties. Colt's a lefty. Would love to take Colt for total bases or something, but he's struggling. Yeah, he more recently got some hits, but that was just that day. Let me see. Green. He only did one thing last 10 as far as home runs. Hasn't really done anything as far as two baggers. I mean, 2 total base, excuse me. Same thing. He had a few games with 2 or more HRRs, but it wasn't like anything really consistent. He's always mostly green against the pitch mix. Like always, his splits is like almost always green, right? Except for Saturdays. Okay, he's struggling there. So that's what I'm saying. I kind of feel like green is. He's already brought this energy into the beginning of the month. So that's why I'm like, I don't think he will do anything against Zach. Torque. He's had back-to-back games. Not doing anything. He's more recently getting a lot of flyouts. Yeah. So he bats well on Saturdays, though. So I just don't know if Detroit's going to do. I'll probably just wait. Personally, I'm probably just going to wait. Okay, you went yard yesterday. Missed opportunity for 5 total bases. But you still struggled against righties. You're struggling on Saturdays. Yeah. I think I'm going to just, like I said, just take the under and just go with that. Because I kind of feel like Scoob was going to shut all the Phillies down for I just kind of had that feeling. So that's why I said I'm not even really truly feeling that Phillies Tigers game. Didn't Josh do something? Yeah, 2 total bases and 2 HRs. So he did something. They're still struggling against righties, though. Okay. You got 2 hits against him. One of them was a home run against Kelly. Okay, you were hitting more in the middle of the month versus righties, Mr. Crawford. And see, Polanco came through for me on that one. I thought I put him down for something last night. He has a home run against Merle. Man. So whenever, for the most part, whenever he does get 2 HRs, he gets 2. That's what he's averaging. Okay. I don't think Call had, no, he didn't do anything last night. His line drive is good. He was more so doing stuff about a week or so ago. He bats well on Saturdays though. He technically bats well on against righties, just his average is down with a 914 OPS, which is great. So he might get 2 total bases, 2 or 3 HRRs today or tonight. That's I'm thinking. Randy, he has a positive against Merle. But he's been more struggling against righties more recently. But he's green on Saturdays, 50-50 and versus righties. 733 OPS, which is still good. So the hope is that he can hit Merle. I forgot Luis is pitching. Man, are you getting out, sir? So you're batting. You struggle against righties. See, but Adolis, he struggles against Lewis. Because, like, I want to put him down for HRs or total bases, but, like, he hits the sinker. But that's, like, the only thing he really connects with. Plus, Castillo throws the fastball the most. That's the only thing. Man. Look at Wyatt, because he's a righty. I'm kind of curious now. Should I? Because Wyatt and Adolis actually hit the sinker. And if Wyatt and Adolis reads that, that could be beneficial for both of them. Even he's hitting the sinker. Julio's hitting the sinker too. So I'm kind of just like, man, should I maybe oh. Well, he's 50-50 against the changeup. So I'm kind of think if I want to do like another 2 HRR, put Wyatt and look at Josh real quick. See, he's hit the sinker. But he throws the fastball. That's hold on. Okay, so hold on. Josh. So it's interesting. It's different pitch mixes. At least I think. Wyatt. Josh. No, it's the same. Okay. Josh is hitting the sinker and the slider. But again, I'm thinking Wyatt and Adolis for 2 HRRs. And then Jorge, I think it was Jorge, if I remember correctly. For sure, Julio. Because he actually bats well on Saturday. So Julio and probably JP. Because he's hitting the changeup. So that'll be the pick. Two HRRs. Just for this specific game. Alright, so Adalis is actually a plus 210 for 2 HRRs. I mean, excuse me, 210, 110. Sorry. Julio's a plus 100. Okay, Wyatt is a plus 120. Oh, how did I forget about the homie? Where are you? Because he might actually... You're 50-50 against the fastball. But you've been hitting righties. 47% line drive. You're batting great on Saturdays and versus righties. So instead of, I guess, maybe instead of JP, I mean Julio will, we'll go JP. Let me just double check. Oops, I didn't do that. Hold on. Okay, you're actually better against the pitch mix, sir. You're actually hitting righties. So all right. So I have Adolis and Langford. So I'll go. I'll put Suarez down for plus 110 for the 2 HRRs and Conzone. He's a plus 140 for 2 HRRs. This is a plus 1400. Just put a buck down to get back 15. Let's see if this will cash. Let's see. Let's find out. The hope is that this cashes, you know? Oh, oh, oh. Hold on. Why didn't share that with the fam? Let me do that right now. What I was thinking. Oops. Apologies for the quiet spot. I am sharing the pic. Should I say pics? Oh, I did not, thought I did. Thought I tweeted my original. I did not. I thought I had shared it out and I didn't. Okay, that's that one. And the new one. Rangers, Mariners. And the first game's getting ready to start, son. Okay. All right. Almost done. Oops. What the heck that was. Like I said before, Mariners are trying to call me back home. Mariners was my favorite squad back in the day when we had Griffey, Randy Johnson. Was a 4-leg. I was a Mariner for a good number of years, and then once Griffey retired and stuff, I was just like, Randy had left. Man. Are they trying to say that these 6, well, I guess 5 batters have a high chance of hitting a home run off of Bailey? He struggles more. Well, he struggles in general. Now he's giving up more barrels to righties, though. Cody's in the weak spot. Ain't that some cheese? Against Tanner. He was hitting home runs beginning of July for yeah. Oh, let me do that. Okay, he's not throwing the curveball that much, but he is throwing the changeup. So that could benefit Cody. He bats really well on Saturdays. Okay, Luka Doncic just re-signed with the Lakers. 3-year, 165 max for it. Okay, sir, you are batting well against Bailey. You're hitting the fastball, you're hitting the curveball. You're 50-50 against the changeup. But you're still kind of struggling against righties somewhat. But you're batting well on Saturdays. And you bat well batting third, where you bat the most, so. You're doing more HRRs than anything. It's just your ISO is down, but you have 2 hits and 24 pitches thrown to you. You hit the changeup. 47% line drive, which is great. You're actually hitting righties. So I'll probably consider you for, even though you're struggling on Saturdays, I'll probably still consider Kyle for maybe 2 total bases. Or no, well, it'll really be HRRs for. You're hitting what? Nothing? Well, you're batting great against the bullpen. Okay. Now all this red. One thing that's positive is him batting 5th. But all this red, he could possibly still go out there and hit a home run today. Probably still do it. Look at Daniel here. Daniel. Getting more HRRs than anything else. You do hit the fastball. Struggling against the changeup. Okay. Oh. You're struggling batting second. Okay. You're struggling against your boy. He's batting well on Saturdays. He's actually batting well, batting first, and against righties. He's still getting two or three HRRs. Basically, he's averaging 3 HRRs for real. Okay. So Royce bats well against the sinker and the four seam. He bats well batting 6. Okay. So even when I'm looking at this, I would say Jose and Kyle for 2 HRRs. Maybe possibly Cody. Maybe. Because he can hit the changeup. Yes, he's hitting the changeup, but it's not getting thrown to him that much though. And on top of that, he bats really well on Saturdays. So he could possibly still do something. Just something to think about with that one. Look at all that green for the Red Sox. So he's struggling against lefties in the midst of the OBA being a positive green. He's still pitching well per his pitch mix. But he did allow the Athletics to get under his pitches. 2 home runs in that game. Well, he allowed a whole bunch. That's right. Because they did score a lot of runs against him in that spot. That is right. Where's the homie? Roman is not in the weak spot. Man. No, he's struggling against lefties. He still hits the fastball, though. But he was hitting lefties, though. That's the thing. He was doing his thing. And he bats well. He bats well on Saturdays and batting third. So he's still in a great spot. Story. Okay, bats decent enough batting 5th. Everything else is 50-50 for the most part. Outside of the first game of August. Roman. He's just been struggling to do anything. Okay, he's green. He can hit the fastball and the changeup outside of his batting average being low. He was hitting lefties back at the beginning of the month last month. Maybe that transitions into August, beginning of August. He bats great on Saturdays. Great versus lefties. He's just struggling batting first. That's all. If he was batting second, he'd be strizzy. So Roman for sure stands out. Oh yeah. You didn't do anything last night. Okay, you're hitting the fastball and the curveball, just not the sweeper. Okay, it's not gonna really stand out with you. Dorn, lefty. Okay, you're struggling against lefties, struggling against the pitch mix in general. Well, I mean, he had 2 triples in July in general. From, yeah, one at the beginning of the month, one at the end of the month, and a single. But he was still getting HRRs throughout the month. He bats well on Saturdays. Just struggles against lefties. But he bats well batting 7th. See, now I'm curious. I'm wondering. Abraham? Anything? Anything at all? No? Nothing there? Your line drive is good. Nope. He's good on Saturdays. He's 50-50 versus lefties. Struggles batting 9th. Okay. Alright. Still, Roman looks good. You know, I didn't even look at Alex. I was actually doing fairly well. Okay. Well, he can hit the sweeper. He's just struggling against the fastball. So against lefties and batting second, he bats well. It's just he just doesn't like the fastball. That's it. For real, for real. On top of that, Colton's not throwing the changeup that much. See, I wouldn't mind putting Roman if he just had better stats. So this is what I was thinking, because I was looking at Jeremy earlier. So what I'm going to probably look to do for this specific game, I'm going to do Roman Anthony, Jeremy Pena for 3 HRs. It will be the one that I decide to take here. And again, it's going to be over on DraftKings because FanDuel is messing up. One of my brothers just texted me asking what's going on. I'm like, I'm not sure what's doing it. Doing the same thing it's doing. Still doing it. Whatever it's doing, it's just down or whatever. It's just need to get that together. Tampa scored. Let's see what they did. Yandy hit a home run. Okay, so I said so Jeremy Pena 3+ HRs is plus 125, and Roman Anthony, his is a plus 200. Locked it in, baby. 3 HRRs each. Let's see what happens with this pick today. That's all I could find. So the one that stands out for the Yankees game is the homie Stowers. I did look at this earlier. So Cam is pitching. He's allowed some hits, right? Now he's pitching well against lefties in the midst of him allowing singles, 2 home runs. Stowers is a lefty. He went last night. There is a chance that he could go again today. He bats well against righties. Okay, Houston did it. So he can still hit the fastball. He can hit the slider, but he's kind of struggling with the slider. And he can hit the curveball. All right. And he's green. He's like green all across this stuff against, except for, he a little bit of struggle batting second. But his OPS is still good, at above 700. So again, like I said, he could possibly go yard today. Like I said, he looks the best. Now, you, sir, had 5 HRRs last night. Missed opportunity. The only thing per the pitch mix that he hits is the fastball. But he's struggling on Saturdays. 50-50 batting third. Edwards. He had 2 total bases last night. I think he had 5 HRs. Another one. Missed opportunity. He's struggling against the pitch mix. His line drive is great, 40%. He is batting decent enough on Saturdays and versus righties, except for his slug is down. But the OPS is still good at 780. So just a consideration to maybe take Stowers and Edwards for, say, 2 total bases, 2 HRs type of thing. Aldo Lopez has been struggling to really do anything, but he has 3 straight games of 2 HRs or more. He's hitting the fastball, and he's hitting the sweeper at least. 50-50 versus the slider, struggling against the sinker. But again, he's hitting righties. He's struggling at home and during the day, struggling on Saturdays, but he bats well against righties, 792 OPS, and he actually bats great, batting 5th, 882 OPS, batting 5th. So if I were you, I would possibly parlay Stowers, Lopez, and Edwards just on a 3-leg for, say, like 2 HRRs. We can still look at Yankees. Bellinger looked, I think it was Bellinger when I looked at this. Bellinger looked really good, especially his HRRs. He is the changeup, but Perez does not throw it that much. He's 50-50 against the slider, and he struggles against fastball. But that's just the pitch mix itself. He's still green, like basically super green on Saturdays. He's green versus righties. We just don't know where he's batting at, which I'm gonna guess between maybe 3rd and 4th. Possible still batting 2nd. And let's look at Stanton, because he's gone back to back. Your boy decided to really step up finally. He has a positive against Yuri in 11 pitches. He has 1 hit. He bats well against the pitch mix. Very, very high line drive. He's been getting under the ball, so he's just like possibly the better hitter. Even though he's struggling on Saturdays. Gonna guess and say he bats 4th. So again, for this game, Stowers or Edwards, Stowers or Lopez, Stanton, more than likely Cody anyway. But let's look at Jazz just in case, because I didn't get a chance to look at him. He's just been struggling to do anything currently. He's been hitting the ball. It just hasn't been doing anything as far as getting it out the park. .50 for most of his stuff. So I would probably not even look to take him. But let's look at Ryan. He's been more of an HRR guy. He's hitting the fastball. He's 50-50 against the changeup, but again, that's non-existent for in his arsenal. He's hitting the slider, even though the batting average is down. And he struggles against the curveball. But he's been mostly hitting righties. So Ryan looks like a spot for HRRs. So, all right. So if anything, It's your pick as far as Cody or Stanton. I personally would go, which I'm probably going to do, is Stowers and Odo. Stanton and McMahon. You're actually, see, Jason's looking the best as far as the pitch mix is concerned. He's just struggling on Saturdays. He bats well against righties. I'm just curious, wonder where he's going to bat at. Okay, so that's that one. But I'm getting tired. I think I'm gonna call it, cause I kind of looked at all the other stuff, kind of. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it. I got some picks in. I'm like I said, more than likely gonna put in for that Yankees game, Marlins game. Like I said, more than likely it's gonna be Stowers and Odo, and I'm kind of second guessing, because I might end up switching with take Jason and put him with either McMahon. So it's like up in the air because I want to go Stanton because he's been like hot too with the hits. So yeah, it's really up in the air. We'll see what happens, but whatever pick I pick, I'll post it on Twitter. But I'm out, fam. Jermaine, all of that. Thanks for stopping through. It's real as always. Definitely tomorrow. Tomorrow I will look to stream. More than likely around probably same time, 11 o'clock. Tomorrow in the morning. But I'll holler at y'all later. Stay safe, stay humble. Peace.